Are you ready to move somewhere with mild temperatures, scenic surroundings, and friendly people? Then you might want to consider moving to North Carolina. Located on the East Coast between South Carolina and Virginia, this amazing state has so much to offer newcomers. College students will find plenty of top-notch schools and universities. Young professionals will find a thriving job market. Families will find plenty of kid-friendly towns and activities. And retirees will enjoy a low cost of living. From hiking the Blue Ridge Mountains to surfing, boating, or swimming in the Outer Banks, there's really no shortage of outdoor activities to enjoy while living here. Hey, I'm Will Wofford, real estate broker with Berkshire Hathaway in Raleigh, North Carolina. And this channel is all about living in Raleigh, Raleigh real estate, and where to live. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. And let's jump right into the video. Today I'll give you 10 reasons North Carolina just might be right for you. Number one, there's just so much to do outdoors. Given the state's diverse terrain, scenic views, and fun destinations, you can bet there's no shortage of things to do in North Carolina. In fact, tourists and visitors travel to North Carolina from all over the country to experience the state's natural beauty and outdoor activities. Popular activities include hiking, mountain biking, whitewater rafting, boating, tubing, and kayaking. From the stunning Blue Ridge Mountains to the beautiful beaches, there's just so much to explore throughout the state. The gorgeous 88 miles of the Appalachian Trail that run through North Carolina mountains, bisecting the Blue Ridge Mountains. Not to mention, North Carolina has over 300 miles of coastline, including the world-renowned beaches of the Outer Banks, Ocracoke, and Cape Hatteras, as well as popular beaches like Wrightsville Beach, Atlantic Beach, Topsail Beach, and Bald Head Island. And those are just a few of the many beaches. Then there are the historic towns to explore. Founded in 1705, Bath is the oldest town in the state, and it was the first port of entry. It was briefly home to English pirate Edward Teach, better known as Blackbeard. The eastern town of Beaufort has about 150 homes and offers tours of its historic district. And the port city of Wilmington has a large riverfront historic district that skirts the Cape Fear River and makes it a must-see destination. Number two, the weather is generally mild. North Carolina consists of 3 geographical areas: the coastal plains, which are flat and swampy, the sloping hills of the Piedmont, and the mountains in the westernmost part of North Carolina. Based on its geography, North Carolina's climate is generally humid and subtropical, except in the mountains, where it can be cool and dry, varying with altitude. Summer is North Carolina's wettest season, and I'll warn you, it does really get hot. But the fall is typically our driest, and sunshine is plentiful year-round. So if you're moving from a climate with extreme weather, well, you're in luck. The weather in North Carolina is relatively mild compared to many other areas of the country, and residents are able to experience all 4 seasons, including a spectacular fall foliage, mild winters, blooming springs, and warm summers. However, I will say it's unlikely that you're going to experience many, if any, frigid blizzards. But like I mentioned, it does get hot in the summers if you live in the coastal or Piedmont areas of the state. Number 3, the economy is booming. With a growing economy and a thriving job market, it's easy to see why so many college graduates, professionals, and families choose to settle down in North Carolina. The state has one of the healthiest economies in the country, not to mention a highly educated and skilled workforce. Among the top companies that call North Carolina home include Compass Group, Lowe's, Bank of America, and Honeywell International. The state's economy includes banking, energy, food processing, pharmaceuticals, technology, manufacturing, and agriculture, and of course many more. But North Carolina is also 4th in the nation in total installed solar power generating capacity. And we've currently got enough solar power installed to power about 950,000 homes. The big energy companies that call North Carolina home include GE and Siemens. And North Carolina's largest city, Charlotte, is also home to the 2nd largest banking center in the nation. North Carolina is also a large furniture manufacturer, with industry leaders like Ashley Furniture, Ethan Allen, Century, and Sealy all doing business in the state. And I'll tell you, furniture manufacturing has really been a big part of the state economy since the very beginning. And the town of High Point is known as the furniture capital of the world. The biannual High Point furniture market attracts about 160,000 people and features millions of square feet of retail and trade furniture showrooms. But I think more than anything, North Carolina is increasingly a technology hub, attracting graduates and young professionals from all over the U.S. information technology, aerospace, biotech, and pharmaceuticals are all growing sectors of the state economy, and they're primarily concentrated in the research triangle of Raleigh, Durham, and Chapel Hill. And situated on the three corners of the triangle, you'll find Duke University, North Carolina State University, and the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, which naturally attracts a ton of talent. Number 4, the colleges and universities are top notch. As I mentioned, North Carolina is home to several of the nation's top colleges and universities, but perhaps two of the most well-known and competitive schools in the state are Duke University and the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. And both are premier research universities that continuously rank exceptionally high among college and universities throughout the country. Other well-regarded top-notch schools include North Carolina State University, Wake Forest University, Davidson College, Shaw University, North Carolina Central University, Elon College, East Carolina, and Appalachian State, and many, many more. In fact, the University of North Carolina, or the UNC system, is a leading employer statewide. Among North Carolina's counties, there are 4 where a university employs the majority of residents. In Durham County, you have Duke University. Jackson County, you have Western Carolina. In Orange County, you have UNC Chapel Hill. In Watauga County, you have Appalachian State. And the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill is the oldest public state university in the U.S. and the only one to confer a degree in the 18th century. So I'd say they've had plenty of time to perfect their program. Number 5, there's tons of Southern charm. Now don't be alarmed when strangers smile your way. No matter where you go in North Carolina, you can't escape the state's Southern charm. In general, North Carolina residents are friendly, warm, and welcoming. In fact, one of the best things about North Carolina is its people. The quintessential Southern hospitality is real and permeates most interaction from small towns to big cities. You can expect to be embraced quickly as a new resident, which means you won't feel like an outsider when moving to North Carolina. The state's populated by a diverse mixture of people, from outdoor enthusiasts to tech talent to coastal dwellers. Fort Bragg and the surrounding area has a community of about 54,000 military personnel and the many civilians that support the base. Number 6, the cost of living is moderately low. North Carolina is an exceptionally affordable place to live according to Best Places, and the overall cost of living index for the state is 90.5, which is below the national average of 100. Now, I will tell you, home prices, while reasonable, will be more expensive in the larger metro areas. For example, the median sold price for homes in the Raleigh metro area is currently $441,000 as of June 2022, according to the Redfin Index. And the cost of living index score for housing in the Raleigh metro area is 116, which is well above the national average. So if you want to live in the metro areas of North Carolina, it'll generally be more expensive than North Carolina as a whole. But like I said, as soon as you get out of those metro areas, prices fall dramatically for housing. But on the flip side, if you're a recent graduate and you're moving here for jobs, you're probably going to want to be in the larger metro areas. But if you're a remote worker, then you can live pretty much anywhere in the state, and housing is going to be much, much cheaper as soon as you get outside of the metro areas. Now, North Carolinians generally pay less in taxes than many other Americans, at least where property taxes are concerned, and the average property tax rate in North Carolina is 0.77%. compared to the national average of 1.07%. Number 7, the food and drink scene in North Carolina are both innovative and classic. Foodies love North Carolina for its tasty food and dining scene, and the state is birthplace to several American classics, including Pepsi Cola and Cheerwine, which is a cherry soda that, if you ask North Carolinians, pairs really well with barbecue, as well as Krispy Kreme donuts, Texas Pete hot sauce, and Bojangles. Other staple foods in the state include Western or Mexican style barbecue in the western part of the state and Eastern style barbecue on the eastern side of the state. Now I know it's confusing, but the Eastern style barbecue has a vinegar-based sauce, and the Lexington or Western style is a sweeter, thicker, ketchup-based sauce. And North Carolina is home to lots of foodie-focused destinations where you'll find innovative chefs and top-notch restaurants. And we also have lots of craft breweries with over 200 wineries throughout the state. Number 8, North Carolina has plenty of cultural attractions. If you're looking to live in a place with plenty of arts and culture, North Carolina has just about everything someone would want in terms of art museums, performing arts centers, theaters, music venues, and art galleries. In fact, the state's home to a number of art and music festivals. Popular cultural attractions in North Carolina include the Wright Brothers National Museum in Kitty Hawk, the North Carolina Museum of Natural Sciences in Raleigh, and the Biltmore Estate, which is the largest privately owned estate in the U.S. Number 9, the healthcare options in North Carolina are excellent. North Carolina is home to several nationally ranked hospitals and world-renowned academic medical centers, including Duke University Hospital in Durham, which is one of the most well-known teaching hospitals in the country. In fact, U.S. News ranks it as the #1 hospital in North Carolina. Nationally, it's ranked 9th for children's specialties and 11th for adult specialties. Other excellent hospitals in North Carolina include the University of North Carolina Hospitals, Carolinas Medical Center, UNC Rex Hospital, and Wake Forest Baptist Medical Center, among others. Number 10, sports are a really big deal in North Carolina. North Carolina's love for sports runs deep in college sports and ACC rivalry between Wake Forest, NC State, Duke, and UNC. But North Carolina has more than just college sports. We also have 2 professional sports teams, the Carolina Panthers for football and the Carolina Hurricanes for hockey. And golf is also big in the state. Pinehurst #2 Golf Course will be home to the U.S. Open for the 4th time in 25 years when the National Championship returns to Pinehurst Resort and Country Club in 2024. North Carolina really has a lot to offer. So if you're considering a move to the Raleigh area, I'd love to be a real estate resource of choice. Feel free to reach out with a phone call, text, or email if you have any questions or would like some help finding your next home. And I'll see you on the next one.